Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Good morning. Hey, there we are. Now I can hear myself. Hey, friends, we're going to get started. We're going to have a little drum and chant to kick us off, and there's drums and rattles and shakers and bangy things and rain sticks and whatever else over here. Please grab something, and we're going to get started. So, take a deep breath in and let go. Take another deep breath. Breathe in and let go. We're going to get started. Many of you know this one. The words are relatively simple. If you don't know it, you will in probably less than the next 2 minutes. So take another deep breath. Here we go. We are a people at the full height of our power. This is the place, and now is the hour. We are a people at the full height of our power. This is the place, and now is the hour. And we recognize our sacred word. We have the power to transform the earth. We are a people at the full height of our power. This is the place, and now is the hour. We are a people at the full height of our power. This is the place, and now is the hour. And we recognize our sacred word. We have the power to transform the earth. We are a people at the full height of our power. This is the place, and now is the hour. We are a people at the full height of our power. This is the place, and now is the hour. And we recognize our sacred word. We have the power to transform the earth. We are a people at the full height of our power. This is the place, and now is the hour. We are a people at the full height of our power. This is the place, and now is the hour. And we recognize our sacred word. We have the power to transform the earth. And we recognize our sacred word. We have the power to transform the earth. and we have the power to transform the earth. So take another deep breath in, and then take a moment to observe and then interact. So first we look around the room, we see who's here in this space with us today, and then the interact part, stand up, go say hello to someone, welcome them into the room, introduce yourself. For those of you who are online on YouTube, by all means put your name in the chat and the text box and let us know that you're there, where you're viewing from. We're so glad that you are here.
Look at the person next to you.
Look at the person next to you.
Say, recognize the God in you.
I recognize the God in you.
Now feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me.
Lift your voice and repeat.
We come together.
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 We come together
In the name of love. We come together.
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 In the name of love. Now look at the person next to you.
Now look at the person next to you.
Say, I love you and I love you too.
God in heaven, I love you too.
Now feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me.
Lift your voice and repeat.
We come together.
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 In the name of love. We come together.
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 In the name of love.
Every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite to honor the God in each other.
Now look at the person next to you.
Now look at the person next to you.
Say, namaste, I bow to you.
Namaste and I bow to you.
Now feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me.
Lift your voice and repeat.
We come together.
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 In the name of love. We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come
We come
together.
together.
We come together.
In the name of love. We come together.
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 In the name of love.
Woo, woo, woo. All right. That was lively. Exciting, isn't it? Are you awake now? Okay. Good morning, everyone, and to our Sunday morning celebration here at Center for Spiritual Living Santa Cruz. If you haven't already, please make sure your phones are on silent. A special welcome to those of you viewing us on YouTube and Facebook. We're so pleased to also have you join us this morning. Whether you're here in person or viewing online, welcome to the center. My name is Leah Simone Reed. My pronouns are she and her, and my ancestors come from Italy and Ireland. We have a very special morning planned for you. We have practitioner Sky Leona leading us in our spiritual practice, And yay. And Reverend Grace Lovejoy is in the back of the room holding us all in prayer throughout this service. Today's musical muse is the CSL House Band. And our message will be delivered to us through Reverend Elijah Christopher. Do stay after service for our community potluck and social hour. After service today, you can also there are practitioners and ministers in prayer available for you after service. Don't leave here with a heavy heart, and it's their joy to pray with you. You can also place prayer requests in the prayer box in the back of the room, or send to prayer@cslsantacruz.org. And those will be prayed on throughout the week. After service today is Body Wise, and I'm going to have Marcia come up real quick and tell you a little bit about it.
Hi, folks. I just read a little quote that said, "The easiest way to happiness is dance." So actually, you don't have to be a dancer to do Body Wise at all. My 91-year-old husband does it with us. And it is a way to connect to self and others authentically and find the truth in yourself, the authenticity in yourself through word and movement. So the reason I'm doing this thing this afternoon at 12:30 is that our Friday class is going very well, but it's not allowing people who work during the workday to take class. So the Friday class is meeting just second and fourth Friday, and I'm looking to start another class that is for people who can't come on Friday morning but want to do it. And you can then, if you participate this afternoon, you can say when is the best time to do the class for you. So I invite you to join us.
Thanks, Marcia. Okay. And next we're going to do our mission, purpose, and vision. Please join me as we speak out loud together our mission, purpose, and vision. Let's say this together mindfully. Our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Our vision is a world that works for everyone and all life on earth. We are a community dedicated to possibility. We stand with all of the centers of spiritual living around the world, grounded in the knowing that the teachings of Ernest Holmes speak directly to liberty, equality, equity, inclusion, human rights, compassion, safety, self-determination, and spiritual living. For that reason, we are unambiguously in support of the lives of Black, Indigenous, and people of color. Yes. Unambiguously in support of gender equity and equality. Yes. Unambiguously in support of LGBTQ+ lives. Yes. And unambiguously in support of women being the sole decision makers about their lives, well-being, dignity, and choices. Yes. Yeah, that's why we're here. Okay, please take a moment to feel the ground beneath your feet and take a deep breath in. And so we begin our morning by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the unceded territory of the Awas Awas speaking Upi tribe, the Amamutsan tribal band. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor the ancestral and current struggle of the original people of this land. Thank you. Now I'm going to invite the CSL House Band up for a song.
hands. What must they do? Commit my life. It's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator that makes all things new, and needing us to shine its light as me, as you use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Needing us to shine its light, needing us to shine its light, needing us to shine its light as me, as you use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. All that I must do. All that I must do.
Hello, my name is Sky Leona. I'm a practitioner, licensed practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living. My ancestors come from Sweden and Wales, and I am definitely a Nordic by hereditary. I woke up this morning and I was going through, I'm also a practitioner here and I facilitate classes. I'm more than happy to be with you after service for prayer. This morning, I was following some of my list of to-dos, more or less habits. I just recently taught an atomic habit class, and I came up with this activity of each night creating my to-do for the next day. So it can vary, but here's a sample. Shower, meditate, drink water, clean one thing, create a new space, tend something growing or living, be mindfully present to sound or song, be mindfully present to a feeling in the body. And do something, or make sure that I'm available to the beauty in the world. A spiritual practice has to happen. Reach out to a human outside of my house. Do one thing to get your heart rate up. Okay, that's a good one. Dog knows, okay? Do one thing you'll be glad you did later. Yep. Do one thing just because you want to. In other words, honor yourself. And get in at least one good laugh. And finally, walk in beauty. In that regard, after I read that on my list, it's always on my list, in that regard, I was reminded of the Navajo blessing, walk in beauty. And I'd like to read that for you. And I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, get into the space, and allow these words to settle on your shoulders. I am happy forever. Nothing burdens me. In beauty, I walk. All day long, I walk. I walk with beauty before me. I walk with beauty behind me. I walk with beauty below me. I walk with beauty all around me. My words are beautiful. In beauty, all day long, I walk. Through the returning seasons, I walk. On the trail marked with pollen, I walk. With dew about my feet, I walk. In old age, wandering on a trail of beauty, lively, I walk. In old age, wandering on a trail of beauty, living again, I walk. My words are beautiful. With me, there is beauty. From me, beauty radiates. It is finished in beauty. And as I take this breath again, once more feeling these words in my heart, I recognize that these words have already found their way to that subjective mind saying yes. And for each of us here today, creating this sacred space, I am clear that our potential for recognizing beauty in our life affords us that essence in our mind and our body and our spirit. It has the qualities, all of the God qualities of aliveness, joy, wisdom, for it has to be in us, as us, and because of us that we constantly and consistently recognize beauty in our lives. I'm grateful for knowing this truth. I'm allowing these words now to rest on each of our shoulders, taking it with us for the rest of this day. We are blessed. Walk in beauty. And so it is.
Good morning, everybody. Morning. So a couple weeks ago, I sang this song, and the amount of people that were like moved by this song, because it's such an important song to a lot of our childhood, a lot of our like many parts of our lives. I decided to do it again this week, and it just helps to remind you of the magic of your imagination and the wonderfulness that you have within you at all times. And so I just wanted to do this one again, and maybe you guys haven't heard it. I know you've heard this song, but we didn't hear me last time I sang it, so this will be new for you, but I just felt like moved to do it again. And so hopefully you guys enjoy. Thank you. Come with me and you'll be in the world of your imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, try to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Wanna change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know you compare with pure imagination. Living there, you will see if you truly wish to be. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Wanna change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you will see if you truly wish to be. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, there's more of you than there was last time I turned around. I have 3 things I need to tell you before we drop into the rest of what we're doing here. One is that I just want to let you know that September rounded out my first year as your senior minister at the center. I don't know how we spun all the way around the planet already, but we did, or the solar system, or however that works. And then let you know that the board has offered me a 2-year contract extended instead of 1, so we're going to do this for a while. The next thing I need to tell you is that next Sunday after service, we have a meeting of the membership. If you remember, the Board of Trustees is asking us to expand the size of our board, and we just need your yes on that. So we're going to have a short meeting after service next week. If you're a member here, do stay for a few minutes after service so we can do that. And whatever the third thing was I thought I was going to tell you, will come around later. So take a deep breath in and let go. Another breath in, let it go. One more of those together, breathe in, and we let it go. So as most of you know, 2022 has been our year of inner and outer permaculture. And we've been exploring the principles of regenerative agriculture as described by one of the teachers in this field. And we've used each month to explore these different principles of looking at how to create sustainable and thriving lives, not only for ourselves, but for the planet and for our communities. And so now, as we're stepping into fall, the first half of fall, we're going to be calling our season of harvest. And this month, the principle we're going to be exploring all of, what is this, October, is going to be obtaining a yield. You must obtain a yield. And so, we've been exploring all of these different principles all year as far as looking at our regenerative resources, looking at valuing diversity, looking at the patterns, the details, looking at all of these different ways of doing and being, and they all kind of lead up to, is it productive? right? Are you seeing the results of the work that you're doing, the shifts that you're making in your life or in your consciousness or in the landscape? Do you see that what we are creating is an opportunity for more thriving, right? An opportunity for greater good for ourselves and for everyone else. And as we talk about this idea of obtaining a yield or seeing the results or harvesting the fruits of our labors, so to speak, I want us to really first think about this idea that we've all grown up in a world where agriculture or monoculture, right? We grow things in rows, big fields of thousands of one thing, and we have this appearance of abundance. We have this appearance of there's lots and lots and lots. We're producing so much. And yet, underneath all of that is actually a system that's creating more and more scarcity, right? We have this sense of false abundance or false prosperity in the West, in our culture. And so much of it is the instant gratification of you just want to get. Order your 24-hour shipping from Amazon to get whatever that thing is, right? And we think that that's prosperity, when really that is exploitation, perhaps. It's participating in systems that are actually taking away from others so that we can have more. And in order for us to redesign our thinking and redesign the way that we do things, we need to redefine prosperity. We need to redefine abundance to being about participating in the cycles of nature and recognizing that the seasons ebb and flow and provide us what we need when we need it. And that nature is designed to thrive. Forests are designed to be deeply abundant and prosperous for all the things that live there. But no one part of the forest gets to take more than any other so that the whole ecosystem can thrive, right? And if we're looking at redesigning our lives and doing everything differently and gardening differently and thinking differently and using our resources differently, then hopefully at some point we notice that things are starting to change, right? That the systems that we are involved in, that the experiences that we're having, that what we are harvesting starts to become noticeably more. That we suddenly feel like we have an overflow, like there's enough to share, right? Because whatever we harvest, whatever is the fruit of whatever we're doing, is going to be an indication of the health of the soil or the field or the seeds that we planted. Right? And for us, that's the thoughts we have in our mind, the beliefs we exist in, the participation we give to the world. And so for each one of us to look at our own lives, to look at this community, to look at the world we live in, and look at what's being harvested, look at what's showing up, and then ask ourselves about the health of the field. Ask ourselves about the health of our mind. You know, if you've ever grown a garden and you think you plant certain seeds and those things grow up, but oftentimes all kinds of other stuff grows up too, right? There might be weeds, there might be seeds that have floated in from somewhere else, or maybe someone snuck in and planted something in your garden when you weren't looking, right? And that happens in our own lives, right? There's all of this stuff that's manifesting, that's growing, that's demonstrating, that's here for us, and yet we have to ask ourselves, are we really truly thriving? Or are we propped up on a system that makes us think that we are thriving, when actually we're consistently lacking, and we try to fill in the joy and happiness with the stuff, right? And our society tells us that if you have all the stuff, you're prosperous, when really true prosperity and abundance is a state of being, right? And it's redefining what that means for us to recognize that true thriving is about living in harmony. That true thriving is about being in a deep state of peace, right? And we all have our spiritual practices or the things that we do to tune our minds and hold our attention where we want it to be. And we are hopefully going to see the results of that, right? If you meditate daily, 2 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, an hour a day, maybe 10 hours a day if you're a professional Zazen person. But that practice is eventually going to pay off. It will change the structuring, the thinking, the processes that happen in your brain are changed over time by that. And so that's the harvest that you want to see, right? If you're asking for peace, if you're asking for wholeness, if you're asking for healing in your spiritual work, hopefully you're going to see the demonstration of that. You're going to feel the peace in the midst of turbulence. You'll feel your wholeness in the midst of sickness. You will, whatever it is, find the love that you're looking for. And if it's not showing up, then we have to take a look back and figure out what all else is being planted in our field, what nutrients are missing from the soil that's not allowing our good to show up in our lives. What are we doing to hold it back or not feed it the way that it needs in order to really show up for us? Right? And in science of mind and metaphysics and New Thought and a lot of these traditions, we talk a lot about the power of manifestation, about the power of demonstration, that what we think about comes about. When we focus on something, it should grow. When we place an intention, it should show up in the world. It's when we see what we are harvesting, when the fruits of our mental labors show up in the world, that feedback loop should be the thing that inspires us and gets us excited to realize that there are deep powers and truths at work in our life, and that when we activate them, when we start to think and be and act in a new way, things should shift and change, right? And if you're coming here and you've been here for 50 years and nothing has changed in your life, it's like you might want to look at that. Maybe there's some work you have to do. You might need to do some composting of some stuff. But once you do and all that stuff breaks down, that becomes the nutrients that allows you to become who you're meant to be, right? And so we have to look at the garden of our lives or the field of our minds and really look at what's growing here. What's showing up in my awareness and in my life? Because what you experience in your life is the harvest of the seeds you are planting with your thoughts. Your thoughts are seeds. Your life is the field in which those seeds will grow, right? And so we can take this either direction. It's like, look at what's currently growing and then do some assessment backwards and figure out where the weeding needs to happen, where the compost needs to happen, where you can take the stuff that's not serving and turn it into something that will serve you, so that you have the energy to grow what you need. Or look forward and say, I recognize that if I plant the seeds and I start to shift and change the way that I engage with my life, those things can be nurtured and will grow and become what they're meant to be. Right? And look at the field of our society. There's a whole lot of stuff growing in the field, but I wouldn't say that it's a bountiful harvest. We've got a lot of weeding to do, right? But all of that becomes compost. All of that becomes the stuff that builds up to become what we need it to be. And so we want to engage in our lives in this way that inspires and asks and invites all of us to really recognize that our nature, the nature of nature, is to thrive. And that when we think we know better, we might create the illusion of prosperity and abundance, but really underneath it's depleting us more and more and more, right? And that is the methodology of the world that we've lived in. We've all been given these images of false prosperity that are actually draining us more and more and more over time. And so we have to redefine and recontextualize what we mean by thriving, what we mean by prosperity, and what the harvest is that we are truly seeking for ourselves, for our community, and for the world, right? And we, in this community, have our Centers for Spiritual Living's global vision, which we read pretty regularly here, which points us to this idea of a world that works for everyone, and we've defined what all that thriving looks like. That's the harvest that we're seeking, right? And for whatever it is in your life, whatever the dream is, whatever it is that you're calling in, you're wanting to experience or wanting to do or be in the world, think of that as the harvest that you want to see out on the other end of the season. So you have to start by planting the appropriate seeds. You know, if you want watermelons, you can't plant carrot seeds. You know, and so you have to look forward. What is it that I'm wanting to be experiencing, or have or do? And then think backwards. What do you have to do to prepare the soil, to do the composting, to set the mulch down, to dig the holes, to plant the seeds? There's all the work of your life that you have to do, but think about your life as a garden. A garden requires much tending and attention in certain phases and certain times. There's things that have to be pulled away, there's things that have to be brought in. But if you are tending to the garden of your life and learning how to do it differently, there is a great bounty waiting to be received by all of us, right? But we have to look to our mutual interdependence. We have to look to all of these conversations we've been having this year about shifting our perspective in relationship to our resources, in relationship to the patterns and flows of nature, in relationship to how we engage with each other. We have to shift and pivot and turn our awareness and keep doing it as we go along, because things are always changing. You know, that was one of our ideas we had last month, right? Make friends with change, or whatever that was 2 months ago. And recognizing that we have to be resilient. We have to be willing to flow with the system and pay attention so that we become people who are truly bringing about true prosperity for ourselves and for our community and for the people around us. You know, and maybe in the practical ways, that might look like us planting fruit trees and growing food around here and mulching and doing all those things. But it also might look like reaching out to someone in a time of need. It also might look like finding new people in your community that can help you learn how to thrive in new ways, or participating in the classes and workshops and activities that we have here that help all of us learn how to shift our perspective, to drop into our spiritual truths, and to change our thinking so that we can shift the world around us. Right? Because I want to see this world that works emerge. And it can only come through us. And each one of us is part of the greater collective. But when we change our minds and we change our behavior and we look for new ways of seeing and doing and being, we create a different sphere of circumstances and influence right around us. And if I can just manage my circle, and you do yours, and you do yours, and yours, and yours, and yours, as we walk in the world, we start to create an overlapping pattern of a new way of doing and being that truly works and leads us all to interdependent and mutual thriving. So we're going to explore this idea of obtaining a yield and being in this beautiful season of harvest all month long, and really going to be going deeper into this question of what does true thriving look like, and how do we keep in our awareness that what we reap comes from what we sow, and that we have to do the work in the middle to keep it clean and to keep it growing so that what we are truly asking for is what we are tending to. So take a deep breath and let it go. Another deep breath in and let go. And so as we breathe together, let us just first and foremost drop into this place of awareness where we remember that we are being breathed by something greater than ourselves. That the universe, that life, that Mother Earth, that nature is living through us, breathing our bodies. That it is truly the particles of the earth that become the particles of our being. There is no separation. There is only one, and we are all part of it. And so as we remember our infinite connection with each other and with life, with the planet, with the universe, with this thing that I call God, let us remember that each one of us is divine, that each one of us is the universe incarnate, that each one of us is life, evolution unfolding right here, right now. And so let us be a people who are seeking to continuously learn how to be on purpose more and more and more. Willing to do the work to untangle the old ways of thinking so that we can weave new ones. To call in this true experience of prosperity and thriving in our lives, in our community, and for our world. Because what I know is that just below the surface of our collective consciousness, something new is waiting to burst forth. Just like those seeds under the ground waiting to pop, like the fruit waiting to emerge from the tree, the world that works is calling us. So let us begin to take one step, one choice, one thought in that direction every opportunity we have. And redefine what it means to thrive and live in true interdependent harmony with all of life and each other. And so I just be in gratitude in this moment for this community of people willing to hold these higher ideals and participate in personal and collective evolution. I am grateful. And so let us just step ever deeper into this process, allowing ourselves to be molded and guided every step of the way to become more and more and more of who we are truly meant to be. And so we let it be, and so it is. Thank you.
Fumbling his confidence and wondering why the world has passed him by, hoping that he's bent for more than arguments and failed attempts to fly. We were meant to live for so much more, and we lost ourselves. Somewhere we live inside, somewhere we live inside. We were meant to live for so much more, and we lost ourselves. Somewhere we live inside. Dreaming about providence and whether mice and men have second tries. Maybe we've been living with our eyes half open. Maybe we're bent and broken. Oh, we were meant to live for so much more, and we lost ourselves. Somewhere we live inside, somewhere we live inside. We were meant to live for so much more, and we lost ourselves. Somewhere we live inside. in life. Yeah, we were meant to live for so much more. Have we lost ourselves? We were meant to live for so much more. Have we lost ourselves? We were meant to live for so much more. Have we lost ourselves? We were meant to live. We were meant to live.
We were made to live for so much more. All right, my friends, this is our time for conscious giving. I'm going to invite the ushers to come forward. This is our opportunity to invest in this community, to support this center, to help grow and expand all of the things we are doing and that are happening here. And so if you feel so inspired to give a gift today, hold that out in your hand as they're going to have the baskets come around in just a moment. And for those of you who give automatically online, thank you for all of your support. Let's all of us place our hands on our hearts and take a deep breath in and repeat after me. For all that I am, for all that I have, for all that I give, and for all that I receive, I am truly grateful. And we are blessed.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And so let us just remain in this moment of awareness of how deeply blessed we are. And so I speak a word of gratitude for every gift given, for all that makes this community what it is, for every financial gift given and received, for all the time, talent, energy that goes into making this community who and what we are. I just speak a word of gratitude to everyone and everything. And then in this gratitude, we move to a space of blessing as I just speak a word for each prayer in our prayer box that has come into our prayer, through our prayer requests, knowing that there is so much being held for the people in this community. For each one of us, I just speak a word of yes to whatever the prayer is that is on our heart, knowing that as we ask, it is given. And so let us expand this even more right here and right now, taking all the energy that we've collected here today, inviting anyone who's seeking healing in the physical body to stand up right here and now with your arms wide open, with willingness to receive that physical wholeness, that health, that healing right now. For anyone who's seeking healing in the areas of finances, wealth, prosperity, and abundance, stand up right now, lift your hands up in the air and pull that down into yourself, into your willingness to say yes. For anyone seeking healing in the areas of love, relationship, or forgiveness, stand up right now and place your hands on your heart as a willingness to accept that love. And for all of us, if we are willing to open ourselves to true thriving and prosperity and mutual expansive evolution, let us stand into that and say yes. Yes. And then knowing that all of us, any of us, some of us might have someone else on our heart, I just invite you to speak the names of anyone you are holding in prayer in heart and mind right now. Speak their names into this room to include them into today's prayer. And so we just take all of this and say yes with an open heart and deep gratitude. Let us just move into a state of willingness to be moved by life and know that all that we are seeking is seeking us. And so we say yes. Yes. And so it is. Thank you, friends. Have a seat. Leah's going to come up and wrap us up.
All right. That was amazing. So first I want to remind you that we have the Felt Street Flea Market. Our last of this season is coming up on Saturday, October 22nd. And we are looking for volunteers. You can see Becky, who's going to be here. I think she went that way. Volunteers, and also let you know this is, since it's our last of the season, this is the last chance to get your donations in, do some fall cleaning, and bring it in here to the center that we can add to our CSL booth at our flea market. Also want to let you know that I am doing a artisan boutique, and it's going to be December 10th, Saturday, and Sunday, the 11th, after service. So if you are a crafter, artisan, artist, and would like to participate in that, it's going to be in the social hall. You'll get a table. You can email me at Leah, and that's L-E-A, at cslsantacruz.org. And we'll have some more information coming up on that. But calling all crafters and artisans. Coming starts tomorrow, Monday, finally. Foundations with Chaplain Cheryl starts tomorrow, October 3rd, from 6 to 8:30 here, and that's 10 Mondays, and that is an accredited class. If you're interested in taking a practitioner path, that's where you start, but it's a wonderful class for everybody to learn more about what CSL is all about. So that's tomorrow evening here at 6. We have our sound healing journey with practitioner Sheer Stone is coming up next Saturday. So it's the second Saturdays of the month from 10:30 to noon. Yep. 10 to 11:30. Is that what it says there? Okay, that's not what it says in my notes. So, all right, 10 to 11:30 is correct, Shira? Yes. Okay, thank you. And we have a wonderful event coming up. It's Out in Our Faith, and it is courageous and compassionate conversations about human rights and reproductive rights. And that's an interfaith event that we are holding here, and it's going to be October 23rd, which is a Sunday, and it'll be from 2 to 5 in the front garden. So please mark your calendars for that and join this interfaith event. It should be quite wonderful. We have Molly is going to come up real quick and tell us about her event that's coming up November 5th from 1 to 5:30.
Hello. Oh, the energy in here is unbelievable. And the energy at this workshop, Experience the Love You Already Are, is going to be remarkable. It's the first Constellation workshop I'm running live since the pandemic. It's been 2.5 hours. If you are struggling with anything, with addictions, with money, with really struggling to find what that thing is way deep down inside that won't leave you alone, just kind of this disturbance, You've got to come to this workshop. It's a journey into the soul of your family. We're going to go into unconscious, unwanted soul agreements, and we're going to call on the love of our ancestors, where you then can let go of that unconscious soul agreement and create a new conscious soul agreement in that loving consciousness that we are all born from, and the energy runs through us. And this is not an affirmation, this is a real shift in consciousness. Please see me if you're interested. Saturday, November 5th.
Thanks, Molly. So as you can tell, we have loads of things going on here almost every day. So check out your e-news or the website. If you're not signed up for an e-news, there's a sign-up sheet in the social hall that you can sign, and Tina will get you on our e-news email list. And also our website, cslsantacruz.org. Thanks, everybody, for the folks with last name A through F who brought food today. It looks scrumptious. Don't forget to go enjoy. And next week, people with last names G through L, it's your turn. You're up. So special thanks to Ellen in the kitchen for assembling our feast. And remember that she can always use your help after with cleanup, or you can even come in earlier before service to help set up. Thank you to our musical muse, the CSL House Band. Yay. Our media magicians, Susan Pancras and Maggie Dreyer. Our practitioners, prayfully, Sky and Reverend Grace. And the none other than Reverend Elijah for that wonderful message. Thank you to our viewers on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Have a great week. And here we go. One more song.
Higher love that I've been thinking of.
afternoon. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for enjoying it. I know, I can't help it. Every single time, I'm like.
So I brought your mail and.
Oh, good. Oh, perfect, yeah. Good.